from what you're hearing, the conversation about what ails Aaron Judge he's chasing pitches he would spit on any day of the week throughout the rest of the regular season. His timing's off. He's out on front feet where he never would. And do you tip your cap? Like, what are the Dodgers doing differently, or what? Like, what are you hearing now? What's the general conversation, Jeff?
You know what? He's in a slump, and he's in a slump in a really inopportune time. And when you compound all of these factors, Rich, number one, his swing does not feel great right now. So when your swing doesn't feel great, maybe you're getting a little antsy. And you see Gleyber Torres and Juan Soto and Giancarlo Stanton, the guys who surround you in the lineup, all having really good postseasons, and you feel like, I'm not contributing right now. I need to do something. And he hasn't been doing anything at this point. And so he starts pressing a little bit. And when you start pressing, all of a sudden that takes you out of the things that brought you there, right? Aaron Judge is where he is, going to win his second American League MVP award because he does not go chasing on pitches. And because he hunts those mistakes in the middle of the plate. And I thought maybe the most telling one of all was he had a 2-0 count on Yoshinobu Yamamoto in game 2. And he watched a fastball go right down the middle past him. Aaron Judge normally takes pitches like that and sends them into orbit. And he didn't even trigger his swing at this point. So when you have the physical, his swing not where it needs to be, his timing not where it needs to be, and you compound that with the mental, which is, I have to be doing this. I've got all of it is a recipe for absolute disaster. He needs to hit the reset button. And hitting the reset button, Rich, in the middle of the World Series is an extraordinarily difficult thing to do, even for the guy who has proven himself over the last few years as the best hitter alive.
And I guess, obviously Judge gets the focus, Jeff, but the bottom third of the lineups right now, the Dodgers are dominating that right now.
Yep.
The Kike Hernandez, and I know Edman bats a little higher sometimes. Lux. Sometimes, obviously Muncie's down around 6. It depends on the Will Smith, right? So those guys getting on base for Ohtani, Betts, and Freeman, and Volpe, Wells, Verdugo not getting on base for Torres, Soto, and Judge. That might be the end of it too, right? I mean, that might be the difference.
Rich, what you're doing is essentially laying out the case for why the Dodgers have a 2-0 lead right now. And these are all things that the Yankees can fix. I don't think the Yankees are out of this series yet. I just think they haven't played the level of baseball that they need to over the first 2 games to beat a team as complete as the Dodgers. And there are things that are going to be happening over the next few days that are going to be worth watching. Today, how deep into the game does Walker Buehler go? And if he doesn't go deep, is Dave Roberts sit there and say, well, I'm not going to punt this one, but I'm not going to chase a win either, because I have a bullpen game in game 4, and I don't want the Yankees getting more and more and more looks at my relief arms, because, there are numbers that show over the last decade in 7-game series, the League Championship Series and the World Series, when a reliever is seen multiple times in a series, 3, 4, 5 times in a series, which is possible because you have those off days between 2 and 3 and 5 and 6. When a reliever is seen that many times in a series, his performance gets worse and worse and worse over time. And the batters, they look at it like, I've seen this before. I know this. I know the shape of it. I know the speed of it. I know where it's going to be. I know how I have to swing. And so the Dodgers want this series to end as quickly as possible, because for a team that is as reliant on its bullpen as they are, it's going to be imperative that Dave Roberts manages this correctly so that the Yankees don't get those comfortable at bats with relievers in high leverage spots in late innings.
Love it. Great insight there, Jeff. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.